Hello guys, it's A7 here and this is India versus UAE AFC Asian Cup 2019 Tactical Analysis by A7. But before moving on to anything, I want you to say thank you for the love for the previous video. And one more thing, if you're watching this on Facebook, then please like the page. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. And now let's move towards formations. India started with the 4-4-2 formation. They were making it 4-2-3-1 at times. UAE started with a formation of 4-3-3, making it 2-3-5 and 3-4-3. And in second half, they made it 4-4-2 defensively. Here you can see what I just told you now. You can see that UAE making 2-3-2-3 formation, or you can say 2-3-5, with the two yellow spots are the defenders, the red spots are the midfielders, and the orange spots, the five orange spots you can see, are the attackers. And you can see India is still using 4-4-2 formation. For the first 5 to 10 minutes, UAE had the full control. Now let's see how they were trying to attack India. UAE was trying to find space between the centre back and the full back. Here you can see a UAE player with a green arrow draws out Kotal out, and the other UAE player in the yellow spot, he's trying to exploit the space between Sandesh Jhingan and Pritam Kotal. So what they were trying to do, they were creating space between a centre back and the right back, or the centre back or in and the left back. So and they were trying to exploit that space, but India was ready for this. Now let's see how India stopped them. Now you can see Indian players covered that space perfectly. Two players marked him and killed the move. Now you can see the player had to fall back or moved, and he has moved towards, he has moved towards his own goal to find other players behind it. Once again on the other wing, you can see the same thing. A player in the UAE player in the yellow spot drawing Subhashish Bose out of his position. Because of that, you can see a space opens up between him and Anas Etarodika, and that space is really big. And now you can see a player in the white spot of UAE trying to target that space. He is moving into that space, but once again you can see that Holy Charan has marked him perfectly. So UAE was trying to exploit India on wings, but India was ready for it. India was playing 4-4-2, as I've already told you. Plus they were very compact, especially the midfield. They were very compact, means they were very close to each other, not allowing any space in the middle. Now let's see that. Now you can see in this picture that India playing very compact. Why they were playing so compact is the reason, so that they don't give any space in the middle. But when you play compact, you don't give space inside the zone, but there are spaces left all around you. Now you can see the big red spots on both the wings, and the space opened up because India is playing really compact. So this is something UAE should have used as their advantage, but UAE really got very few chances on wings. They were not really, they really didn't exploited it the way they should have, because India was playing very compact in the game. But UAE couldn't take much advantage of that, the space on the wings. Now this can happen only in two cases: whether UAE was not really able to use what they got, or second option was India didn't allow them anything. I would say India was spot on defensively. They didn't allow them anything, and especially players like Oli Charan, Udanta Singh, and both the defensive midfielders, Anirudh Thapa and Pranay Halder, they did a fantastic job, not only the defense. Now let's see how India was attacking. One of the way India was trying to attack was Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. GSS ball distribution was really good, and he made some great chances like this one. Now you can see Gurpreet Singh Sandhu clears the ball and the player in the white spot of UAE misses the ball completely, and ball just goes for Chetri, and Chetri gets his air is in the free space. He's nobody's marking him, and the ball is with him, so it's almost like a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Chetri gets a great chance, but he missed it. He could have just cut back the ball for Ashik, who is making the run into that open space behind in front of him, and nobody is covering that space actually. But as we say, it's easy to say. Attackingly, I have told you India moved forward in 4-2-3-1 formation. They were combining in the middle to open up spaces on the wings. Now let's see that. Here you can see the yellow spots are the defense of Indian team, and the red spots are the two defensive midfielder Anirudh Thapa and Pranay Halder, and three purple spots are the attackers, and you can see in the blue spot up front Chetri is there playing as a striker, and this formation you can see is 4-2-3-1 here. Jingan wins the header. Ashik Kurnian gets the ball, and with a one-touch pass, he plays the ball towards Udanta. And now here Udanta plays a 1-2 with Ashik and creates space for himself. And now you can see when Udanta gets the ball, he holds his run. He doesn't do much. He keeps on standing there, and because of that the defensive player of UAE with the red arrow comes out of his zone and to just mark Udanta, and then Udanta plays a pass to Ashik Kurnin, and Ashik Kurnin throws the ball into that same space which I'm showing you right now. You can see Ashik plays a ball forward, and now Udanta is running towards the ball into the open space. Udanta gets the ball to the wings. When Udanta has the ball on the wings, entire midfield and defense moves inside the box, and because of that, space for Thapa opens up in the front of the goal. Now you can see how much space he has. If you can see that the black line, the faded black line, that shows you that no UAE player is above that line. Everybody is behind that line. So Thapa got almost all the time he wants. If you will see Sunil Chetri here, he is pointing Thapa to play that ball there. Thapa puts the ball between the centre back and back. Chetri connects, but goalkeeper saves the balls once again. One more problem was India's pressing. India was very fast on the field, and now you can see both the red spots are the UAE players who are marked, and who doesn't. Both the red spots are marked by Indian defense, and you can see a yellow spot, a UAE player, where Thapa is blocking the pass for them, and you can see two other green spots of UAE player, both available for passes, but he chose to pass a player with the white arrow, and Sunil Chetri pressed him. Ball was not such a great ball, and ball was little bit between Sunil Chetri and him, and Sunil Chetri wins the ball. And now you can see Chetri played the ball, a perfect ball actually, for Ashik into the space. Now you can see Ashik is making the run towards the space. Chetri is playing that ball into that space. It's the same. Everything is actually same. If you remember from Thailand 1, when Chetri plays the ball for Udanta and Anirudh Thapa scores the goal, it was actually all same once again. But keeper, as you can see, it's again one-on-one with goalkeeper, but their goalkeeper was the main man for them, and he saves them once again. Now let's see how UAE got their first goal. Now I have already told you that how compact India was playing, but always remember that everything that has advantage comes within disadvantage. I'm not being philosophical, but I'm just gonna show you whatever I'm saying right now. Now it's the same picture with other angle. Now you can see how compact India is playing. they're playing into that 10-12 meter space so that they can block the space in the middle, but because of that the spaces are opening up around them. Now you can see the difference between the goalkeeper and the defensive line, how much space is left at the back. Now you can see the player with the ball plays a long ball into that space, and the player who is near to Anas, he makes a run into that space. He was actually one on one with GS. Luckily, UAE player couldn't connect. So this was this something which UAE get to know, that they can play long balls behind the Indian defense whenever they are coming up, and that's the case where both the goals were scored. Let's see how. You can see Subhashish Bose takes the throw in. Indian team high up the pitch. As you can see, everyone is high up the pitch. India lost the ball when they up the field, and you can see here India has lost the ball once again. UAE plays the long pass in the space behind Indian defensive line. You can see the red arrow, the ball plays is long ball. It was a 2-1 situation. Still Jingan and Anas lost the ball. It's poor defending, nothing else I would say. It was completely poor defending from both the defenders. Both the centre backs were there and they still lost the ball. Now what happened, Jingan stayed with the man who had the ball. Anas covered the front of the goal, and because of that the space opened up between Anas and Jingan. You can see that red spot, and a UAE player made the run into the same space with a pink arrow above his head. You can see that he has made the run into the same space, and he made 1-0 for UAE. Second half didn't bring any change tactically in the match. There were few changes, like when JJ comes on and Halicharan gets substituted off for JJ. JJ plays with Chetri as the striker, and Ashik Kunyan shifts towards the wing. So these were the few changes that happened in the match, and they were in the formation, not tactically. There were not any changes made by both the teams. Now let's see how they got. Once again they got their second goal. Now you can see once again India is playing with the high line. You can see that faded yellow line showing all the Indian defenders playing high up the pitch, and with a red arrow near Indian defense you can see a UAE player making a run. Now if you will see the player with the ball, he is free, and as you can see the two players in the white spot, one is Ashik Kurnian and other one is Roland Borges. They both have marked their players. Now Halder is free standing here. He doesn't realize that he should have gone to put some pressure on this particular player, so maybe the ball could have delayed, or the accuracy could have been disturbed by it, but he doesn't go and press him any bit, and he played a perfect long ball. And you can see here a perfect long ball. UAE player gets in front almost one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he scores the goal. That's how second goals come for UAE. I would say both the goals that were scored by UAE was not by luck. They were defensive mistakes from our players. Both the goals were scored the same way. Actually, the foundation was the same actually. Conclusion. India was unlucky, there was no doubt, but UAE find a way out of India's strong defense very smartly. When they can't get through them, they went over them. India created a lot of chances in both the halves, but the biggest problem against UAE was their finishing, and you can say they were unlucky. You don't need to say that, they were unlucky actually. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like my Facebook page wherever you're watching. Thank you so much.